Man your stations, prepare for battle.
Let's go, we got him. Wait a minute, this isn't the Minecraft you know. Why are there dragons in the overworld? Let's check the end. There's nothing here, it's empty. You are looking at the story of the Ender Dragon. But what does this mean? Well, we need to go a little bit further back to explain. Alright, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play. Oops, that's too far back. Here we are, in a time not too far ago, when the worlds were ruled by kings. The players from this time were more like you and me. They could communicate, fight, dance, grief, build, and do everything else you can do. But why don't they still exist? Look at this. This is the kingdom of Kumatori. This is the most populated kingdom in all of the lands. Large gatherings, parties, public executions, I mean really fun stuff. Everything is under the control of one king. One king has led Kumatori for decades, but the king has a son, Roxas. Roxas is supposed to be the heir to the throne. However, his father sees him as an accident, a nobody in the eyes of the king, and all Roxas has ever wanted to do is please his father. Kumatori is thriving, but the kingdom has one issue. You know how Minecraft worlds are once you do everything you wanted to do? It gets a bit boring. That's what happened in Kumatori. They have everything, but there's nothing left. They're bored. Roxas notices this and uses this as an opportunity. He finds the goofiest looking suit from the trash and puts on a weenie hat. He goes to his father and does a little dancey dance.
Let ketchup and mustard in here.
Honestly, it was a bit cringe, but the medieval dudes loved it.
Ah man, maybe you are good for something, my boy. You'll make a great jester,
said the king. From this point, Roxas is the royal jester, traveling from house to house, making the townspeople laugh. He even holds a show all by himself and makes the entire kingdom laugh. Life still isn't great, but he is making his father happy. And even the king takes him to do shows in front of the other world leaders.
Here is my boy, the funniest guy you'll see.
Hello, yeah, you like my hat? You see it? You like the hat? This isn't funny. The other world leaders have no interest in Roxas's show, and the king later summons Roxas to his throne.
You have embarrassed me for the last time. Why can't you be more like me? You are a fool. You are banished until you do something good with your life.
Boo, get out. Boo! Roxas walked the walk of shame with his weenie hat all the way to the kingdom gates and left. Roxas spends quite a bit of time in the wild. Luckily, Roxas has always been a natural at surviving, but he is lonely. He spends night after night all alone. Roxas travels the land searching for something that would allow him to be part of his family again, and then he finds it. Along his journey, Roxas spots a stream of fire coming from a mountain. This is weird, Roxas thought. Roxas goes up the long path. When Roxas reaches the top, he is met with a fire-breathing dragon. This dragon is the Elder Dragon, the leader of all dragons. Roxas is amazed. There are so many of them: red, green, blue, black, grape, you name it, there is a dragon colored it. They fly around in circles and create beautiful lights with their fire. Roxas had heard rumors of these creatures before, but was always told that they were evil and hostile. But in reality, they're peaceful, majestic creatures. Roxas lives amongst the dragons and even befriends a dragon named Ender. The two realize they have a lot in common. Both Roxas and Ender are children to the leaders of their people. All of this would soon give Roxas an idea. Back to the kingdom of Kumatori, out of boredom, the kingdom had discovered the nether. The king and his people loved the valuables that the nether gave them, like quartz and netherite. So the king thought to himself, if there is a dimension like this, then there has to be other dimensions too. And he was right. The king remembered the ancient stronghold underneath Kumatori that was built many generations ago. He noticed that the strange structure within it looked like a portal. I don't know why it took him this long to realize it, but it did. There was only one problem though. He had to figure out how to open it.
I think I have it figured out. All I have to do is throw this on it and it should open.
Eventually, after many experiments, the king figured out the secret sauce to the portal: Eyes of Ender. The king and his guards filled the holes with Eyes of Ender, and within an instant, the portal opened. The king sent a few guards in to see what lurks on the other side, but the guards never returned. Many nights passed, and many guards went through the portal and were never seen again. Between me and you know what happened to them, right? Anyway, back to Roxas. Him and the dragons are getting along great, and he thinks now is the perfect time to reveal his idea. Roxas goes to the Elder Dragon and presents an offer. It would be an honor if your dragons and my people were to meet. We could form an amazing friendship. Deep down, Roxas knew that if he could show the beauty of the dragons to Kumatori, then his father would have no choice but to let him back into the kingdom.
No, we must not meddle with civilization, and that is the last I will hear of this.
Well, That's a bit depressing. Sadness overcomes Roxas as his dreams are crushed. But did you see it? Right there, it's the Elder Dragon's daughter, and she heard the conversation. And she thinks it's an amazing idea. So she runs to Roxas and tells him. The two decide to bring the kingdom and the dragons together all by themselves. Roxas and Ender head out and make the long trip all the way to the kingdom of Kumatori, where they are welcomed. The king meets with Roxas and Ender in private.
Wow, I am amazed. Welcome home, my son. And Ender, please don't hesitate to arrange a meeting between our two communities.
Shortly after, the king set out to meet with the dragons. The king and his group are stopped by the dragons.
Who's in my swamp?
Hostility fills the area and it looks like a fight is going to break out. But cooler heads prevail when Ender shows herself with a group of humans. The Elder Dragon and the King meet and hold discussions while the people and dragons all celebrate and hold a feast together. Everything is going great. Maybe even too great, I don't know. But trade routes are established between Kumatori and the dragons. The people from Kumatori even learn how to ride dragons. And most importantly, Roxas is finally welcomed back into the kingdom. He was now acknowledged by his father. One morning, Roxas wakes up as usual to have a bowl of cereal with his friend Ender. But the two hear news of a great package coming into town today. The two rush to the courtyard and wait to see what will arrive. Finally, the king and his guards arrive too. Roxas and Ender's jaws drop as they see the skeleton of a dragon being wheeled into town. What are you doing?
Seize the dragon, guards.
The guards surround Ender and Roxas tries to stop them from taking her, but he is quickly overwhelmed and beaten down. Oh, where am I?
My boy, I have something to tell you. The dragons, they're super valuable. Their horns are worth thousands, their wings even more. This has cured the kingdom boredom and has given our people a purpose again. Dragon hunting.
You can't just do this.
I can and I did. Now you can either join us or rot in jail with your friend. So what will it be?
I'll join you. Roxas wants to go against his father so bad, but he knows he can't. Weeks go by and over time, more and more dragon skeletons are brought into the kingdom. Dragon hunting didn't just stop with Kumatori. Other kingdoms in the land found out about the dragons and began hunting them as well. It even became a sport where whoever slayed a dragon gained the honorary title of Dragon Slayer. Within a matter of weeks, a majority of the dragons were wiped out. They were almost extinct. Now you're probably wondering, where is the Elder Dragon? Well, the Elder Dragon was sickened and distraught over the disappearance of his daughter Ender. Poor dragons. But that is when Roxas makes his move. In the middle of daylight, while most of the guards are out hunting for dragons, Roxas sneaks into the prison where Ender is being held and he takes down the guard watching her. Ender, I'm gonna get you out. Thank you, Roxas.
Who is there?
Some guards had discovered Roxas trying to break Ender out. The two were able to get away as Ender flies Roxas out of the kingdom. Ender and Roxas make it all the way back home to the mountain and tell the Elder Dragon about Kumatori and the dragon hunting. The Elder Dragon is furious and instantly lets out a roar of vengeance. He gathers all of the remaining dragons and orders them to follow him. And that brings us to where we began, the battle of dragon versus kingdom. That is how we get to the Minecraft you play. The king had realized what he started as he saw the dragons flying over the hill.
Man your stations, prepare for battle.
Let's go, we got him. One by one, people and dragons dropped dead to the ground. The dragons in the kingdom of Kumatori were putting up one hell of a fight. Eventually, the dragons were outnumbered by the few remaining warriors. Ender and Roxas watched from afar as they were told to stay out of it. Before anyone could realize, it was only the Elder Dragon that remained. He was surrounded by what was left of the kingdom and was fighting, but it was just too much. He was about to be slain. Roxas and Ender had flown over into the fight.
Oh, man.
Roxas, Ender, and the Elder Dragon evened the battlefield as much as they could. But then, the Elder Dragon fell over, collapsing to the ground. Get up! You have to get up! Ender attempted to get her father up when the king was running straight for her with his sword. Oh my god, Roxas had jumped into the way and took the stab of the sword from his own father. Roxas fell over dead. The Elder Dragon also would die shortly after. Ender let out a battle cry. She ran headfirst to the king and the king ran. Homeboy was scared. Ender ripped through all of the guards. She then would storm straight into the castle, leveling it to the ground. There was nothing that was going to stop her. She had the rage of 1,000 dragons. She lost Roxas, she lost her father, but she was not going to fail.
We have to get to the portal, that's the only way.
The king and his remaining guards ran as fast as they could, but Ender was burning and ripping right through them. She ripped through the ground and followed them into the cave. The king and guards are just able to slip away through the portal, but Ender follows them through. And they were all never seen again. But what happened? As you know, they were all in the end, and the guards and the king had nowhere to hide. Ender slowly burnt each and every one of them to a crisp. She made them KFC Kentucky Fried Kingdom. She left the king for last and ran straight into him, sending him into the void. And now, to modern day. All of the other dragons were hunted by ancient civilizations, and Ender is the only dragon that remains, forever stuck in the emptiness that is the end. Maybe one day you'll go to the end and face her wrath, or you'll just do this. I mean, you probably will do this. If you like that video, check out this one. Bye, I love you guys.